All righty. Yeah, let's see what we got going on. All righty. Let's see what we got tonight. Wait, we get some people in here, I guess. What's going on, man? How you doing today? What you up to? Whoa, it's been a week. My Lord, has it been a week? What's up, Swamp Rat? What's going on? I got you, boy. You still working? I know the feeling, man. I worked. Yeah, last week was crazy. Rock Hill. That's been a crazy week, though, Bo. It has been a crazy week. I'm just glad last week is over with. I really am. It was pretty intense. Work was crazy. I mean, I put in all kind of overtime. Say, Jay, what's going on, man? Glad you could make it. And last week was crazy. I mean, we put in a lot of OT last week. Still nothing on the teal. I know of one guy out there that did fairly decent on the teal this year. But he goes out every day. I mean, he really does. He is out there just about every day. And they did all right, but they were chasing. I can't do it. I don't have that kind of job. Say, Craig. So I've got a banner rolling across, and you guys, how many of y'all seen the new movie, The Blind? The movie about Phil Robinson. Have y'all seen it yet? Have any of y'all seen it? Because I went last night, and yesterday rather, and it is an awesome video, movie rather, I should say, not video but movie. Yes, it is a video. It's a long, full length video. No, you don't. Don't spoil it, please. Okay. I don't plan on spoiling. I just want to know who has seen it. And if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest that you do. I really do. It is a great movie. A great movie. Comment ça va? What's going on, Greenhead? Yeah, I mean, if you have followed the Robinsons from the very first video that they put out, hey PA, as far as the hunting videos and the the Duck Commander videos through Duck Commander Benelli presents Duck Commander. There was another one out there, Duck Commander something, and then there was Duck Dynasty. And if you've watched any of their podcasts, Unashamed, they even got the Blind podcast now. If you've watched any of that, then you know what happens. I mean, you really do, but it is still, it's still a great, great, great movie. There's a couple of lines in there that I'm probably going to steal. It was just really, hey, Mark, what hurricane, bro? We ain't had no hurricane. We had a little wind blowing. There's excuse me. Yeah, I'm serious. Oh yeah. You watched all the pod. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen. I mean, but it's still a great movie. There were a couple of things that I saw that that I picked out that I went, I went, no, and they're very simple things. And if you're not paying attention, you'll probably miss it. If you don't know the history of them, of the Robinsons, you probably will miss it. But if y'all, if you haven't seen it, and if you watch it, there are two things, very, very simple. If you happen to catch it, then you got to be paying attention in order to check it, to catch it. Send me an email. Send me an email. Tell me what you found, because there were, like I said, there was a couple things. I don't want to watch the podcast. I'll see the movie. Yeah. It was a great movie. Great movie. Anti, what's going on, brother? Thank you for coming in. I ain't seen you in a day or two. 46 days. The big duck can't wait, dude. I got about 2 weeks. Opens in North Carolina the third week of October for about 3 days, and I'm waiting. I am waiting. I'm pretty much ready. The only thing I got to do that I haven't done yet. Ugly Dog, what's going on, man? PA Trapping, how you doing? The only thing I haven't done yet is put my blind on the boat. That's basically the only thing that I need to do. We open for 2 weeks, November 18th. Yeah, we open up for about a week in South Carolina. For about a week in November, but North Carolina has an early October season. Craig saying Swan permit should be out tomorrow or Wednesday. Craig, just to double check. I have not gotten an email yet. I have yet to get an email yet. Did you call them? Because I've tried to call them several times, and I keep getting no answer. Should tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, the only thing I need to do right now is put the blind on the boat, and I'll be good to go for that. Everything else is ready. I don't really need anything. I'm ready to go. All I got to do is throw decoys in the boat. Hopefully, in about not this weekend, but the following weekend, headed up to North Carolina to do some scouting and also do some work. You're always around. Do some work in a little swamp we got. So we got to get in there and find us a place, and got to carry a little boat. We got lease work weekend, the weekend of the LSU Bama game. Not too happy about it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be doing some work in about 2 weeks. I got to go off this weekend, family thing, this coming weekend. And when I get back, I will got to go pick up a small boat, get a little John boat. No motor, no trailer, just the boat itself. We're going to call it the Cottonmouth Club. Yeah, I'm going to be loading up on a couple of. I'm going to be loading up. I know there's snakes in that swamp. There's got to be. But I'll be loading up. I got to go get a boat. I just found a 14-foot John boat. No motor, no trailer, just a boat. I'll see about getting a trailer later on down the road, but right now I'm just going to get the boat, put it in the back of the truck, and haul it up North Carolina, drop it off in this private swamp, and what's up, Keith? Salt Creek Custom Ammunition. Opens this weekend. It's Saturday for y'all. Awesome. I like that. The Cottonmouth Club. But again, for those of y'all just joining us, you'll see the little banner rolling across. If y'all have seen this movie, The Blind, the Phil Robinson, I guess it's it is about Phil and his walk, but it's about Phil and Miss K. So if y'all have seen that movie, just drop a comment down that you've seen it, or drop a comment that you have not seen it. I've had a couple people already say they have or have not. I just like to see if y'all have seen. And I'm telling you, I went to go see it yesterday, and it is a great, great movie. And you really, really need to go see it. I'm telling you straight up. Um, I would not. I would not lead y'all astray on something like that. Bow season opens Saturday. I guess I'll make a few hunts to kill the time. Do you hunt with a recurve or a compound? And how good are you? Are you fairly decent with a bow? Seriously, I'm asking for a reason. Um, to be crossbow only, crossbow is the only bow. Okay. Um, I am. I have always wanted to film a video with guys, a couple of guys in the woods shooting mallards with a bow. Call them, make them light, and then shoot them on the water with a bow. I have always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to film it. I've seen it a couple of times on other videos. I think the Echo Boys did it. Freddie King filmed it, I think. And I've always wanted to be a part and film that. So I'm kind of looking for that. Going out to a quiet little spot for the opener. Don't want to deal with Mr. Green Pants combing through the boat with his magnifying glass. Yeah, really. Hey, Tina, what's up? Well, I guess nobody has seen the movie, man. That's. I mean, it came out last Thursday. All right, Landon, take care of yourself, man. Give me a call next week or this week. You're relaxing, a long day at work. Yeah, I bet. Billy, what's up? We had a cool front in South Carolina, which we're due east of you. Um, it kind of got a little chilly. It dropped down to 70 degrees. So us Southerners, it gets down that temperature. We're looking for a jacket. What movie? Oh, The Blind, the Phil Robinson and Kay Robinson movie that just came out. Tina, just wanting to know who has seen it, who hasn't seen it, and if you have seen it, don't say anything because there's guys in here. Just tell me that you have, or if you haven't. But there's people in here who haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil the movie for them. But for those who have not seen it, you really need to go see it. I mean, seriously, you really need to go see it. I'm telling you, Craig, it is awesome. Holy cow, 49 degrees. Wow, it's a little chilly. I know about last year when we hunted in North Carolina that last October season. It was chilly. I ain't gonna lie to you. It kind of got a little cold. Hey Ron, what's going on? No, Tina, it's in the movie house. You got to go to the movies to see it. And I'm telling you, trust me, it's worth it. It is most definitely worth it. The opening weekend in Louisiana last year was 65 for the low. I forget what the low was last year in North Carolina when we got there. Um, but I had fleece on. I'll tell you that. Um, it was cold. Does it need to be dry before ducks eat it? Well, I mean, it's in the water. The plant itself is in the water. They'll strip it off the head. No, I did not, Craig. I did not. I might later this week. I mean, still green. Yeah, yeah, they'll eat what they can. They'll strip it off the head. But what Greenhead's saying, they'll strip it off the head. You just need to grow it mostly dry. All weather info shows cold winter for a change for us. Hey Jay, yeah. Finally, we'll just see what it does as far as the East Coast goes, and you know that's all I can say. I'm not holding my breath. Ron, when does your season open? Fingers crossed. That's right. October 21st. Okay, so you should be you should be flooding your stuff here like this week. That'll give ducks a chance to find it. Sudan grass, yeah, that's a big thing for crawfish ponds. Um, but still not making heads yet. Man, that's crazy. When'd you plant it? You know, sometimes those things, sometimes they'll head out, sometimes they won't. I personally think it's the luck of the draw when it comes to that type of millet. That's why I prefer rice. August 17th. Ooh. Y'all planted a little bit late. Usually about a 90, isn't it a 90 day? I think it's a 90 day before it starts to head out. It's supposed to be 60 to 70 before it matures. Well, you'll be pushing it close to the 60. See, September 17th, October 17th is 60 days. You're going to be pushing it. Must have got a bad batch of seed, had a whole batch. Yeah. Yeah, too much water grow all stalk and no head. You're going to be pushing it right. I guess you're going to be pushing it right up to the end to find out whether it heads out or not. We were flooded out, couldn't plant. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be looking at a piece of property in a couple of weeks, and we'll see how that turns out. It's a natural swamp. I don't know if we're going to be able to plant or do anything like that in it. I don't know if we're going to be able to plant that swamp or do anything with it or not. We just may have to just rely on natural food sources. Yeah, you just may have to wait. You may have to wait a month. Let's see here. What else we got? Kind of hard to read my notes in the dark. We're only open for 1 week, then it closes for 2 weeks. Yeah, you may have to wait till you're in between your second. Smartweed, yes, love smartweed. Hopefully that swamp is full of it. So hopefully here, I'm hoping in November, might have a little change up. Been talking with a guy out of Georgetown, and I'm hoping that I can get him to further some insight. I know there's not many, if anybody is here from South Carolina. But as y'all know, I have been doing a lot of videos about South Carolina. And the lack of ducks and the WMA situation that we have, and hopefully when he gets back, he's up in Canada right now. So when he gets back, I'm hoping me and him can have a good sit down and really discuss some of these issues that we're facing, um, and try to get something started. Hey Daniel, how's it going? Yeah, he's somewhere up in Canada. I don't know where he's at. He just told me he was in Canada. I went, okay. Oh, they're terrible, Bo. They're absolutely terrible. I would not be surprised if DNR is watching me and listening in, because they, man, I've been kind of hammering them a little bit. Um, but I mean, they're not doing their job. Period. No ifs and buts about it. Georgia too. Yeah. I mean, there's so much. I mean, there's so many problems, and it all can be solved. And we got the money. I mean, they get the money from us every year. They spend the money. What are they spending it on? You know. Yeah, I'm just hoping we can, Greg, when we can get in there, we can find us a little opening. Um, a really good opening in there to maybe get something in there. Maybe for next year. But I'm kind of like, I think Craig was joking about the Cottonmouth Club, but um, I know there's some big anacondas in there. They gotta be. Um, yeah, we had a lot of birds. I saw a lot of birds the day I went. The only day I was able to go, and I saw a lot of teal. I mean, a lot. But they were dropping into private ponds, and I don't know about the other states. I know that South Carolina does this, but we can't shoot until legal sunrise for teal, for the early teal. We cannot shoot until early, legal sunrise. So, they quit flying. I mean, it was. I mean, when day was breaking, we were seeing teal everywhere, and legal shooting time, we didn't see the next bird. Coastal Savannah and South Carolina Plant Refuge. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, that's terrible, Daniel. We can shoot 30 minutes before and 30 minutes. Yeah, we can do that during the regular season. It's just the early teal season. That's the only, that's the restriction. They say that, too many people shoot wood ducks. And, I got it because they were handing out tickets for people shooting wood ducks when they should have been shooting teal. But the thing is, we don't have, it's pretty tough to tell a juvenile wood duck and a teal in the early morning in flight unless you're experienced enough. And personally, I think I think they ought to open up an early wood duck season for a week. It's funny, dude. I got you. I know what you were saying. Legal sunrise that morning was 7:04, and I mean they quit. They quit right before 5 minutes before then. You didn't see another one. But I'm really hoping I can get with this guy right after he gets back in November, and we can sit down and have this discussion on WMAs here in South Carolina, and hopefully get something started. Oh, Lord, have mercy. That'd be an early night for me, man. Took a youth out on Saturday and saw 8 woodies, 80 degrees, just pitiful. Yeah. That's. Let me ask y'all something. What do you think about youth days? What do y'all think about it? Tell me what y'all think about um, having days set up for the youth, and then once I get enough comments, then I'll tell you how I feel about it and what I think. I do want to have a hunt test for the pups. Yes, we're going to do that. We are definitely going to do a hunt test. You did what? You ran into your big toe this morning with a mobile jack. There's 2 days in Ohio, and it's way too early. Yeah, that had to hurt, dude. You got live birds. Good. Yeah, we'll do something, man. Ugh. That had to hurt. I do not like youth day hunts being after January 31st. Season should end for all in January. Okay. 2 comments so far. Charles, how you doing? Glad you could make it. So I'm probably going to upset some people, and that's fine. But I sometimes have issues. You like the idea of youth hunts personally? Okay. I sometimes have issues with youth hunts. And even though I have carried uh, kids out during youth days, we'll continue to do so if the if it presents itself where I can, as long as we got ducks. I've hunted veteran hunts, which is usually after January. And I've hunted, some other things, and um, I exactly that's what I'm getting at. Um, if you're going to do a youth hunt, I mean, why? I mean, generally speaking, the kids that go out during youth hunt, a family member or close personal friend is taking those kids out. What, you're not taking them out during the regular season? That's what I'm getting at. Are you not taking them out during the regular season? Um, why are you giving them those extra days? Veterans, they do get 2 hunts a year, and it's generally in February. Um, and how about handicaps? Handicapped hunters. Or why not give? If you're going to give the youth 2 days, give, like, for example, youth hunts are in October. 2 youth hunts in October. Are you gonna give 2 youth hunts? Why not give 2 days for youth, 2 days for handicap, 2 days for veterans, all in the same weekend? Um, a lot of times, your veterans that may have kids will take their kids anyway, so the whole family gets to hunt. Why is it just? I don't quite. And I don't want it to sound like I'm mean or don't want kids involved, because I do want kids involved. But you're putting them, usually when you have these youth hunts, you don't have enough ducks down to give them that experience, to give them that it's just like, all right, we're just going to let them go these 2 days, and we're just going to, if they kill something, they kill something. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Give it to them when they have the best opportunity to shoot ducks. My cousins who were out during the youth hunt shot 2 birds and missed 1,000,000 times. So you were told. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Charles. You know, um, I think ours is. Yeah, I think ours is under 18. I think it's up to 17. Why, Jeff? I get what you're saying, okay, but again, um, I said no. I don't hate kids. Um, he's pro abortion, 18 years old. You're nuts. Um, why are you? I mean, why? I mean, what's the reasoning? you're giving kids a time to go out and hunt. Well, they don't have many ducks to begin with to hunt. There's not many people shooting. You say, well, you don't have the pressure. True, but sometimes in certain areas you need pressure to move the birds. And there's not that many people hunting. Why aren't you taking your kids out during a regular season? Or are you and they just getting 2 free days? You know, for the kids to do what? You know, to put out decoys and blow their own little duck calls. You know, you know, daddy's gonna be blowing duck call, daddy's gonna be helping them put out decoys. So why aren't you taking them out during the regular season? Is what I'm getting at. That's just what I'm saying. Why not take them out during the regular hunting season? Take them out during the season when you have a better opportunity. During your regular season when you got better opportunities to shoot ducks. That's there's nothing against the youth. I mean, as long as they have youth days, I'm going to try to take kids out if the opportunity presents itself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most kids hunt weekends during the regular season. I'm a 53-year-old kid. Come on. Come on. Ron was saying, even Ron said, he took a kid out and it was September, last Saturday. Wow. Ron, I can't remember exactly where you're at, but that's early. That is real early. Oh, and I knew I was going to catch hang for this one. They hunted like men during the normal season. I know. The kid would rather deer hunt, and he asked me to take. Hey, and that's cool. I got it. I understand it. Just put it in a time frame that's more conducive to seeing and having the opportunity to shoot more ducks. If you live in a state where your season opens up early and you have a big concentration of birds in September, then of course that's up to the state to decide. But if you're going to have a youth hunt 2 days, then include disabled hunters and include veterans or even veterans active duty and first responders. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just think why is it just, there was no youth day when I hunted. That's exactly, we didn't have youth days when I was a kid. And I'll be quite honest with you, when my dad was taking me when I was that young, all the other hunters wanted me to go because they knew they could shoot 6 more ducks. because I wasn't good enough to kill them, so they were more than happy to be able to shoot and shoot more ducks. Well, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, Ron. To be honest, yeah, I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. Why is it? They put a lot of emphasis on youth day hunts when I think the emphasis should be on during taking your kids during the regular season. And if you're going to have these youth day hunts, you need to include disabled hunters, veterans, and first responders. Because you're a first responder, I'm going to tell you right now, I was a first responder one time, and I worked every other weekend. So, just saying. We open our early season this weekend. Youth is the weekend before, so they can have 3 weekends because we have 3 zones. His attention span was about 45 minutes, and he likes to deer hunt. Wow. I mean, I want to get kids involved in duck hunting. I mean, I do. I want them involved. I'm just trying to, as a conservationist, trying to rationalize putting pressure on the ducks. And when you don't have that many ducks in the area to begin with, usually when the seasons are opening, it just, I say just take them. How about a working man hunt day? That's good with me. The only logical thing you can do now is move states where there is more duck. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you're in a state, if you're in a more northern state, where your season opens up either this week or next, if you're having a youth hunt a weekend before, you're going to see ducks because they're staging. Okay, I got it. But if you're in a state like in the South where the ducks aren't staging right now, they're not here yet, and you're now taking these kids, there's not enough kids out there to push the birds around for them to get a good hunt. There are some places you don't want anybody around you, and there's other places you need people around you. I mean, not 200 yards down the water line, but you know what I'm saying. You need hunters out there to move birds around. So the hunt can be very frustrating for a child who is growing up watching Duck Dynasty or Duck Commander, or hearing their dads and granddads and uncles talk about killing ducks, and they go out there and there's not enough ducks to be pushed around. They're going to get frustrated. So why are you going to frustrate that kid? It's something different when you have a youth. I mean, to be honest, it's something different when you have when you're deer hunting or bear hunting or anything else, because you need that solitude, and you don't need a lot of people around you. But when it comes to duck hunting, you need something around you putting pressure on birds to get them to move around. And that's what I'm talking about. And there's not enough youth hunters out there doing that unless you add something. Yeah, it's not going to help. It's not going to hook them in. It's not. You're right, Keith. I mean, you're 100% right. It's not. You're not going to get hooked in, and it's just going to frustrate them, and they're not going to want to do it anymore. So why are you having it? Why are you having it earlier than the regular duck season? And are these kids, are they only going because they got to have a license? They got to have someone over the age of 18, licensed hunter with them. Are they going? Are they just going with a friend, or is it a family friend, or is it a family member that is taking them? I want, if they're going to hunt, if they're going to have their own days, and they need to have the best opportunity available, and that is during the regular season. I mean, it really is. It's a regular season. I mean, you can come up with all of the. Listen, y'all seen my videos. I don't kill many ducks to begin with. Y'all seen the videos. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I do, because I don't. But I've been duck hunting long enough to where it's just something I enjoy doing. And I don't mind not shooting a limit of ducks if I've got good friends and we're having a cookout. We're making my biscuits or having fun in the blind, talking and laughing and joking and carrying on. It's all about the camaraderie that's with it. But when you're talking about kids, they want to see, they're visual. They want to see the ducks. They want to feel that gun on their shoulder. They want to see that duck fall. They want to hold that duck in their hand. And if you go out there and don't see nothing because the ducks just aren't there yet, it just needs more thought either put into it and get them out during the regular season than there is what's going on now. I just think it's too early. And why? Why don't you take them during the regular season? You say, well, I am. Okay, then why do they need 2 extra days then? I'm the one that's paying taxes. I'm the one that's buying duck stamps. I'm the one that's buying fuel. Why don't I get those extra 2 days? And then you say, well, you're just being selfish. No, I'm just being me and going, hey, why, take them during the regular season. I mean, there were youth days when my son was growing up and he didn't want to go. He did not want to go because he knew the ducks weren't there. He wanted to go when there was more of a chance of him shooting ducks. And that's what we did. Well, anyway, I told you I was going to upset some folks. Yeah, there's our state, and I'm kind of, Charles, I'm not exactly sure how North Carolina works it, but I do know in South Carolina we have 2 youth days. I believe it's toward the end of October or first part of November. I cannot remember. I didn't even look at it this year. But and then you have 2 days in February, the first weekend and the second, usually the first and second weekend It's usually the first and second Saturday in February that are federal youth hunts. And they also allow during that time here in my state veterans hunts those 2 days as well. They coincide those two. And we all know ducks start pairing in mid-January. They start pairing. By the second week in February in the South, wood ducks are already mating. So it's coming. It's not timed right. It really isn't. It's just not timed right. I read something the other day in Greenhead. I don't know if you know this or not, but especially in Louisiana, your wood ducks, they are already mating first part of February. So you shoot a hen, you've possibly killed just 8 more ducks that you didn't know about. Doesn't seem to affect it here. And again, where you're at, I think you see a lot more migrators. You're seeing a lot of migrators. You're starting to see ducks that are starting to stage, and because of where you're at in Utah, you're gonna see ducks starting to stage. Resident ducks that are staging a little bit farther north are starting to come in the stage, and then you're going to have birds coming in from behind it. So you're going to see the migration. Whereas here in the South, especially the Atlantic flyway, all they're going to see here is resident birds because they haven't got here yet. There you go. My son in South Dakota has been killing ducks for 2 weeks now. He said they have, where'd you go? They said they have a bunch of young birds, and that's great news. I just think, generally speaking, ducks start to pair up in mid to late January, period. Big ducks, little ducks, doesn't matter. That's when they start to pair up. If you duck hunt in the South, you're going to put out more, especially with shooting mallards. You're going to put out more drakes than you put out hens. And then as it starts to get later and later in the January season, we start putting out more hens and more brown ducks. We start putting out more brown ducks and less drakes. That yeah, I'm not talking about putting out more hens to shoot so you can shoot more hens. You're just trying to attract more drakes into your spreads. They see that there's there's less competition, so they're going to try to get in there and get them a girlfriend. That's why we put out more hens later in the season. Put out more brown ducks anyway. Only think about it, if you walk into a bar, if you're single and you walk into a bar and it's full of females, you're going to want to stay, right? The same thing in the animal kingdom. If old Drake starts flying by and all he sees is a bunch of boys downstairs, he's not going to want to come in. He ain't going to want to do it. But if he sees there's a lot of girls, he's going to want to stop and say hello. That's why I don't like the white front goose season going into February. They're killing mating pairs. Well, what do you think about well, Jeff? What about snow geese? Hunting snow geese for spring conservation. You think that's needed? Still needed? I think it's needed, to be quite honest. I think there's way too many snow geese, and we definitely need a conservation season for them. I've never hunted during the conservation season. I've never had the opportunity to do it, but I'm just kind of curious what you think. Oh, we need to reduce snows. Okay. Greenhead, you mentioned that we avoid shooting hens at all costs, but it happens every so often. I agree about shooting hens. I try not to. Number one, it looks really bad for pictures. It looks really bad for videos. But here's the thing, and I'm going to go off an old saying. I never could taste the difference between a drake and a hen when that bird is coming out of the cook pot. I never could tell you the difference. But nature has a funny way of doing things. If you shoot too many drakes, you're going to have more drakes born the following year. If you shoot too many hens, you're going to have more hens the following year. The good thing about green mallards is they are very prolific. The drakes will chase until they can't find no more. Not a difference in taste, but a difference in numbers. I mean, I agree with you on that. It's kind of like bass fishermen, catch and release for bass. I like to eat bass, so I keep my fish. It does happen. Hens do get in the way sometimes, but I never could tell the difference. And I think if you're making absolutely. I was wondering if somebody was going to say this, Jeff. We shoot the hens from other species of ducks, so we will shoot a hen mallard as well. I was waiting for somebody to say that. I really was. And it's true. We'll shoot hen wood ducks. Well, I can't tell the difference. We'll shoot hen teal. Especially during the early teal season, you don't know what you're shooting until you pick it up. You go to Canada, which I think their season opens up now, or very soon, if it hadn't already been opened. And you can shoot 8 ducks. It doesn't matter what species, doesn't matter what sex. So you can shoot 8 up there. You go to Mexico and shoot however many you want. You don't try to shoot hens of any species. I got you, but other people, I mean, they'll shoot hens, but no one says anything. Here's the thing: is no one says anything about shooting hens of other species. It's always the mallard duck, always the mallard duck. And there are other species who are lower in count right now than the mallard. I also think limits need to be universal across the board. Well, I could probably make an argument with that one. Personally, I don't think the Atlantic flyway should be 4 mallards. I think it should still be at 2. Does that mean I'm going to self-restrict myself and only shoot 2? Nope. I will follow the law. I will follow the law of the land. But I believe out west, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think West Coast you can shoot 5 mallards, if I'm not mistaken. Heck, it may even be 6. I'm not even exactly sure. On the Pacific Flyway. So, I think that is flyway prerogatives, to be quite honest. As far as limits on ducks, I think the Atlantic, the Mississippi, and the central flyways are all the same. I believe everybody's at 6 ducks, 4 of which can be mallards. There may be a state in there that may have more, but I think that's the general idea there, except for the Pacific. And I talk about the Northwest, Oregon, Washington, where I think you can shoot 5, maybe 6 mallards. Unless it's changed, something's changed. Somebody, correct me if I'm wrong. 6 ducks in Ohio, but 4 can be mallards. Okay, so Utah is 7 mallards a day, which includes 2 hen mallards. And what is your total limit of ducks? So if you can kill 7 mallards, you got an 8 duck limit, or just a 7 duck limit? I don't know. Tell me. We can have 5 mallards. 2 can be total limit of 7 ducks. Okay, we're gonna have 5 mallards. 2 can be hens mallards. Okay, so I guess certain parts of the central flyway is more then, depending on where you're at. Central flyway. Yeah. So we have a total of 6. Our limit is 6. 4 can be mallards. 3 can be wood ducks. You have 2. I'm sorry. 4 can be mallard drakes. 2 of those can be mallard hens. 3 wood ducks. 6 teal. 6 gadwall. 6 widgeon. I think it's 1 pintail. I think bluebills or sculp. You shoot 1 up until a certain time frame, and then you got to stop, or you got to wait to a certain time frame before you can only shoot 1, or maybe it's 2. I'm not sure exactly. I don't shoot enough divers to keep up with the divers. 6 ringnecks. Or greenhead, have y'all ever gotten into a good ringneck shoot down there in Louisiana or even in Arkansas in the fields? Or a good spoony hunt? Seriously, I'm being serious. that spoonbill, as ugly as he looks, and people laugh at you when you shoot them, they eat the same thing that a mallard eats. Same thing. They just got a flattened out bill. And you don't get scalp ringneck down there? Okay. A spoonbill eats the same thing that a mallard eats. And they taste just as good. All right, Craig. Have a good one, buddy. Talk to you tomorrow. Gotcha. Gotcha, Jeff. Them spoonies go to the donate pile. I would tell you they eat just as good, if not better, to be quite honest. To be quite honest, they eat just as good. I'm not a mallard purist. I do love shooting mallard ducks. Don't get me wrong, but I am not a mallard purist. And if all I got is wood ducks, that's what I'm going to shoot. If all I've got are ringnecks, that's what's going to happen. If I've got mallards and pintails and widgeon, I'll shoot them. If all I got is spoonbills that day, that's what's getting shot. I think the only duck that I will not shoot up, although I would like to have one on the wall, it would be a ruddy duck, but the season is out when they get because they don't get their colors until summer. And I would love to have a beautiful summer ruddy duck on the wall, but I'm gonna tell you what, you can do some awesome things with a diver duck. I'm telling you straight up. I won't shoot. I'm not going to shoot ruddy ducks because they're not colorful during the regular season. Buffleheads, little different story. I'll shoot them if that's all we got, but I just let them usually do a flyby. Mergansers. I'd say buffleheads and mergansers. I will shoot if nothing else to have something for the dog to retrieve. Yeah, the merganser is the worst tasting duck. You got that right. I usually, hey, Will, what's going on? See, I'm going to North Carolina to shoot ducks November 13th through the 16th. Awesome, dude. Yeah, try an eider. Try a sea duck if you want something awful. Of course, Backwoods Barbarian will probably give you a recipe that'll make it taste somewhat decent. But I'll shoot those ducks, like I said, for the dogs, to have the dogs retrieve, keep them in the freezer for training purposes, whatnot. But yeah, I'm not a mallard purist. Is when it all boils down to it. I think wood ducks are greenhead. I think wood ducks are the best tasting duck out there. They're by far, especially if you get them that have been feeding solely on acorns. Can't beat them. Can't beat them. I tell you, if you get a mallard that's been feeding on smartweed and heavily feeding on smartweed for a while, that is the best tasting duck. You got a buddy that can make a sea duck or merganser edible. Ugh. You saltwater folks have a different taste in food. You got that right. It's a close 1 and 2 between Pendale and Woody's. Okay. I will kill them all, just cook them a little different. There you go, Jeff. Whew. I need some duck meat. I ain't had any since last year. I need to get some more. Sea ducks are just terrible, so terrible that a Louisiana couldn't make it taste good. And guys, that is coming from people that will ground swat something that don't know what it is, then ground check it, and then try to figure out how they're going to cook it. To me, it tastes like a hot turd. Oh, tur. I thought it was turd. Oh. Oh. They're terrible. Oh me, oh my. Will, have you seen the new movie, The Blind, about Phil Robinson yet? Have you seen that movie yet? Yankees can cook a sea duck. Might be the only thing that are useful for. Oh. No, not yet. I'm telling you something, man. You need to go see it. You need to go see it. I'm telling you right now. Snow goose is also good in the gumbo. Yeah, I agree. How do I like my duck cooked? I have 3 ways that I generally cook ducks. My favorite all time is for lack of better words, it's a pot roasted duck. I take a whole duck, and I sear it. Before I do that, I put in ground sausage in the cavity. I season it up really well. I sear the skin, usually in a cast iron pot. Get it nice and brown. Pull it out. Then I start to make a gravy. and then I put the ducks back in it, and then I slow cook it till the little leg falls off. That's probably my favorite way, and I serve it over a bed of rice. So that's probably my favorite way. I learned this recipe when I was down in Louisiana, down in Hackberry, from the Hackberry Rod and Gun Club. So it's not my recipe, but I learned it from them. You have to drive 20 hours to get to a theater. Holy crap. The next way I like to cook ducks is something I tried last year and came out absolutely terrific. And that was the shotgun shell recipe. I used wood ducks for that, but I grinded up some duck meat, added some ground pork to it. I've never spatchcocked a duck. I've done enough chickens. I've done enough chickens. No, we eat South Carolina rice, dude. You do realize, and let me finish up these duck recipes, and I'll get into the rice culture. But I've never spatchcocked a duck. I have spatchcocked a lot of chickens. I would like to do one this year, maybe with and put it on the smoker at a low temp and let her go. But the shotgun shells, I grind up the duck. I add some ground pork to it. I add some cream cheese into it, and I stuff it in a manicotti shell. Of course, everything is seasoned. Stuff it in a manicotti shell, wrap it with bacon, season it again, and then put it on the smoker until it's done. And then add some barbecue sauce to the top of it. Let that barbecue sauce sit. I'm telling you, it is absolutely the best thing in the world. And the third way is to breast out a duck, usually big ducks, mallards, pintails, gadwall, that widgeon. Not really a butterfly, the breast. So I'll take one side of the breast, I'll butterfly it open, do the other one, butterfly it open, and then I will season it with Montreal steak seasoning, and I will put it on a grill and cook it like a steak. If my grill is hot enough, I will sear it. I've done it this way as well, I should say. Get my grill really hot and sear the meat, and then put it into a cast iron skillet with butter and herbs and garlic, and then I just start basting it over and over in the cast iron skillet. You got that right. We're going back to eat Louisiana rice. All right, so back in the day, South Carolina was the rice capital of the world. There was more rice grown in South Carolina at that time than anywhere else in the world. That's why we used to have a lot of ducks. So, hang on, Will. And believe it or not, South Carolina has a huge rice culture here. We eat rice with everything. Just like Louisiana does, we eat rice with everything. Most of your Creole cooking, I ain't talking about Cajun cooking, I'm talking about Creole cooking. Of course, it all originated in the Caribbean, but it was brought into South Carolina first, and then taken down to Louisiana, and then a whole new style of cooking that derived from it, and along with the French from Nova Scotia and whatnot, started Cajun cooking. So we do have a huge rice culture here, and we have some of the finest rice available, called Carolina Gold rice, or even Charleston Gold rice. Excellent rice. Let's see here. Ron, cubed up, medium heat, butter and barbecue sauce. Excellent, about 7 minutes. Greenhead says he sears his duck breast in olive oil, brown sugar, cinnamon butter. Season with black truffle, sea salt, pepper, tilapia, mama, basil, garlic. Dude, that sounds good. That sounds good. Do me a favor, email me that recipe. Email me that recipe, would you? Can you do that for me, Bo? Can you email me that? Never overcook a duck. Okay, Will, what's your question? Okay, so rice was originally grown in South Carolina. In the United States, South Carolina was originally grown in South Carolina. Period. No ifs and buts about it. It migrated to other states from South Carolina, but South Carolina is the original state that rice was grown and produced, not only around our country, our young country, because we are talking 1700s, and overseas. There was more rice grown in South Carolina than any other place in the world at that time. Now, I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about that Arkansas. This is way before Arkansas, way before Arkansas, way before Louisiana started growing. Now, there may have been some small rice farms in Louisiana, but as far as production, South Carolina, number one. And yes, I know about Crowley, Louisiana. They have a rice festival there, and I believe Crowley had the very first, if I'm not mistaken. I wish Hoosier Outdoors was here. I believe that Crowley, Louisiana had the very, very first world duck calling championship or contest. Would you see a documentary about South Carolina being the first state, or what? Waiting on you, Will. Waiting on for your question. We own 3,000. Yeah, Shirt King capital. Yep, I agree. Now, is South Carolina the capital of rice? No, not anymore. Not anymore. I don't care what China thinks. I really don't care. I really don't care what China thinks. I'll be quite honest with you. Just a documentary of rice being grown in the States. Okay. Let's see here. Can y'all see that? And then take a look at that name. I get a little plug to my dad's book, The Last Rice Planter. chickens. But ain't no duck. No such thing as a civil war, Greenhead. It was the war of northern aggression. Just saying. I could give you a lot of history, but we can't do it tonight. Mainly because of sugarcane. I thought Louisiana was the wealthiest state, not because of sugarcane, because of Captain Jean Lafayette, the pirate, was bringing all his gold there. I could be wrong. Me too, bro. Oh, man. Yeah, I have to change my channel name if I'm going to do a history channel. There is a small museum in Georgetown about the rice growing history in the Southeast United States. Do you know, as a matter of fact, if y'all were in here earlier tonight, I was telling you about a guy that I'm going to talk to who is going to help me with some facts and figures about the wildlife management areas in South Carolina. Y'all remember me talking about him? Well, he is also involved. I don't know what his position is with this organization, but it is the Historical Rice Growers Association for South Carolina, based out of Georgetown. His family has been growing rice for over 130 years. So I get trained to Lake Charles, LA, and Cameron. Cameron, more ducks killed out of Cameron, Louisiana than any other. It used to be. I don't know about now, but they used to be a hot spot. And as far as Lake Charles go, man, they got the Papa's restaurant is the number one in my book. But you got a rice license? Do I have a rice license plate? No, I do not. But if you'll send me one, I'll put it up on the wall in my shed. I got a handful of more license plates I got to put up there. Do you have a rice rocket? I've shot some rice rockets. Rice rockets, aka blue winged teal. Unless you're talking about the motorcycle. You got to go to Darnell's or Lake Charles, best po' boy in the state. Dude, next year I'm coming down there, or I'm either coming down to Louisiana or I'm coming down to Arkansas with you. So you just get ready. Y'all just get ready. I just got to wait next year. I got to get my dog trained up a little bit more. Speaking of which, Bougie's doing okay. She'll be 8 months here in a couple days. We had a little setback. Opening day of the goose season, early goose and dove season. We hunted. I did a video. She retrieved her first bird, so forth, so forth. Guys, I got home Sunday, and she went into heat. She went into heat at that young age, and she went absolutely nuts. I couldn't do anything with her. She just went crazy. So I left her alone for those almost 3 weeks, and we did a little bit of hup pups in the backyard kind of thing. But that was it. So we just really kind of got back into the training. Today, I started her on force to pile. If you know what I'm talking, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is I take a white bucket, I set it out, and then I put training dummies in front of it, and I get her keyed in on that white bucket and send her. The idea is for her to go straight to that white bucket, find a dummy, and she's being forced to go there and then come back. Let's see here. If you put a rice plate on a rice rocket, is that a twice cooked rice? I have no idea. I have no idea. She knows a lot for an 8-month-old. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I failed her a little bit. I got to get really. I was kind of down that I didn't get a chance to work her those 3 weeks. But I mean, dude, she was just crazy. I mean, absolutely bonkers. But now we're talking about. Oh yeah, I know you can't do nothing with them when they're in heat. But we're started forced to pile today, straight out. So we did today we did some hup pups. I did some healing with her with a dummy in her mouth. I did a little bit of casting with her, short cast. Can we start at the beginning? Yeah, we can. RD. We can do it in 15 minutes or less. Can't do nothing with a woman on the cycle. Yeah, you're right. But we're doing force to pile now, and she did. It was her first time, so I wasn't expecting much. I am going to be getting some new training dummies in. I got to get more, and I got to get more, and then I'm going to be doing a force to pile. We're going to start off at. We started off today at about 10, maybe 15 yards, and as it progresses, we're going to take that bucket out farther and farther and farther till I get it out to about 100 yards. That'll help her with straight line marks, and to keep going in that straight line until she finds a bird. That is the goal. Right now, I'm just doing it to the bucket. As we progress and it starts to go out farther, I'm going to be dropping dummies before the bucket, and then a lot of dummies at the bucket. So she'll find one before she gets there, comes around, and she goes, oh, I found that one. And she goes back to the bucket, toward the bucket again. This will help her on long range marks. So that's what we started today. A lot of work has to be done. And I got 3 weeks to do it. To do it in, so it ought to be fun. RD, have you seen the movie The Blind yet? From the movie about Phil Robinson. That has been the big question today. Just let me know yes or no in the comments. But that's the thing on Bougie. So like I said, we did some straight out marks. Seen the preview? No, I'm not seen the preview. Okay, you really need to go see it, dude. I know it'll never make best movie of the year, but it should. It just absolutely should. I moved the dog back, not the bumper. Well, yeah, but I only got so much room in the yard. And then when I get her to the big field, we gotta keep going back. But that's the whole idea. Um, uh, Started the day. We'll do some more tomorrow in the yard, and once she gets that 10 to 15 down, I can move it in my yard to about 25 yards, maybe 30. After that, if she starts picking it up kind of quick, then I can I'll take her to the big field and work her at the big field, and where I can get at least, the goal is at least 100 yards. That is the goal. That is my goal. I hunt a lot of swamps, very little open. I would appreciate if you do so, Daniel. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, man. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. But that's the goal, to get her to 100 yards. I could probably field test her out a lot longer than that. I probably will, but right now the goal is to get her to 100 yards. Like I said, hunting a lot of woods and stuff. Generally, you're killing ducks within 15, 20 yards from you. You may have one bail out, further than that, but for the most practical purposes. But we do hunt some open water stuff, and I do plan on hunting her in rice fields and whatnot. So I'm going to be working her out. Should be able to find out. Yeah, I checked my email today. It did not come in. I did not see it. So I'm hoping that here in the next couple of days. But I'll keep checking my emails. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So what else? I just can't wait. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I get this weekend over with. Next weekend we're doing some work, and the following weekend it starts, and then the weekend after that, take a few days off, and then start up again in November, and run that puppy out to January 31st. Be putting a lot of miles. I got a lot to do too before then. I got some stuff here at the house I got to finish up, and all right, Charles, have a great day, man. Take care of yourself. Ron, what choke are you shooting in your 16 gauge? I am shooting the Comp and Choke tubes, the new ones that I got from Comp and Choke. And right now I have improved cylinder in it. It seems for me to be holding the better pattern for the distance that I'm shooting. So right now I have like I said, improved cylinder in it, and that's what's going to stay in it. Again, I'm shooting ducks. When we're shooting in the swamp, man, we're shooting 15 to 20 yards. They're right on top of us. So stuck in that preseason lull after teal and before big duck. I'm gonna give you a shout next year, buddy. I'm probably going. I would like to come down to Louisiana and hunt teal. Been a long time since I've done it, and I want to get down there and shoot some teal. And I definitely want to hunt with you this year, next year rather. Um, ducks, either I don't care, either Louisiana or Arkansas, either one or the other. You got a good pattern with the stock too from the Boss 3x5s. When I bought this new Sweet 16, I did not like the tubes. They were not patterning. I didn't like the patterns. I never can say it. I didn't like the patterns I was getting, and I got some from Comp and Choke, and they seem to work 100% better, and that's what I'm going to stick with. I will tell anybody and everybody, always pattern your stock chokes, your factory tubes first, and then go to an aftermarket. And but if you're seeing good results with your factory tubes, I say keep it. All right, Jeff, take care of yourself. Yeah, we're going to be out of here in about 8 minutes. Appreciate you coming in, Jeff. Thanks a lot. Do me a favor, hit that button on your way out. But like I said, that's what I'm going to be shooting this year. And I'm going to be shooting a mixture of not only Boss, but I do have some Salt Creek custom ammo as well, and I'll be shooting it. And I'm actually trying to find the time. I have not had much time in the last 2 weeks. I put in week before. I put in over 57 hours at work. Yes, it is ported. Week before I put in 57 hours. This week I put in, or last week I put in 65 hours at work. So I really haven't had much time to do anything. That's why you haven't seen any videos. But I do plan on doing a comparison between the number 5 Boss and the number 5 Salt Creek custom ammo. Bismuth, all bismuth. That is my plan. I got a new duck call that I plan on doing a video on here very shortly as well. I've got some other video ideas, preseason video ideas that I'm going to try to get out. I got to kind of do some work to them. Just trying to find the time to do it right now. That has been my biggest problem. I get off work and I'm trying to get a lot of projects finished around the house before the season starts. Oh, instead of a 3x5, you're talking about a 5? Okay. Heavy metal's never done me wrong. Okay. Yeah. Listen, if you go with if you give Salt Creek a try, please let Keith know that you heard about it here, if you would, please. Just let him know that you heard about it here. I would be greatly appreciated. Oh, he's still here. I thought he was gone. I thought you were gone, Bubba. You over there hiding. I'm gonna tell you something. I have shot his TSS loads out of a 12 gauge. Impressive, impressive, impressive. I've shot his bismuth out of my 16 gauge. Very impressive. And I got some 16 gauge TSS that I need to shoot. I need to test out. He knows it. I know it. Everybody knows it. I can only say that it's just going to be absolutely devastating. I don't know what else to say. Great stuff. Has anybody is anybody shot the boss war chiefs yet? RD, you cannot answer that question. I'm just asking everybody else. I know you have, RD, so I'm asking anybody else. Have anybody else shot the war chiefs yet? All right, Greenhead, take care. Ron says no. And just kind of curious if anybody. I have not either. So I know RD has. All right. Well, we got less than 2 minutes. I am fixing to call this tonight. One or two reasons. One is I'm awfully tired, and number two, I've got about a half a swallow of tea left. And you know, guys, when the tea is gone, it's time to go. So, anything else? Well, listen, to everybody that's still here, thanks for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Better night than it was last time. Last time we had a lot of internet issues. I'm excited to hunt with my Sweet 16 this year. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I've shot doves with mine already, so I have hunted with it, but I cannot wait to put it in the duck woods. I'm going to be ending up calling it a night. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. No worries, RD. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all have a great rest of the week. If you get a chance, go see that movie, The Blind. No, they're not sponsoring me. No, I'm not getting anything from it. I'm just telling you, it is a great, great movie. It's a good family movie. Take your wife, take your kids, take everybody. Go see that movie. It is absolutely awesome. And I think you'll have a good time. All right. Y'all have a great one. Y'all take care. Have a great weekend. And we'll see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Later.